Blessed day, guys, and peace be upon you this morning. So in this video, we're going to learn how to configure static NAT using Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so before we proceed, I'll open our Google spreadsheet. I'll let you know that today we're in number 13, part 1, static NAT configuration. So NAT in full basically means network address translation. This normally happens when we are trying to access the internet. Whenever we try to go to the internet, our IP addresses are translated into public IP addresses. Okay, so whenever you visit internet, your IP address must be translated. Remember, we normally use private IP addresses, and for you to access internet, okay, you have to use a public IP addresses. Okay, and that's why we need to use NAT, network address translation, to translate our private IP addresses into the public IP addresses to allow us access the internet. Okay, so that's what we want to learn today. And for NAT, we're going to start with static NAT. Static NAT basically is a one-to-one mapping. One private IP address is mapped onto one public IP address, one-to-one mapping. Okay, all right, so I'll open our notepad to guide us on what to do. The first step is to always draw the necessary topology, decorate and comment. Then the second step is to configure IP address to the routers and hosts. Okay, so as you can see here, I have two routers. One of them is just our internal router, and the second router is the ISPs, the one that will enable us to access the internet. Okay, all right, so let's configure IP address to the routers, okay, such that this interface will take 200.150.1 and this one takes 200.150.2. This is a public IP address, this is a private IP address, this is a public IP address. Okay, all right, the one that I use in the internet are public IP addresses. So let's make this one to take 192.168.20.1. So I'll do it very fast to save time. So this is gig 01. So gig 01 here, if I just click on this router gig 01, come here and say gig 01, the first thing, turn it on, and I say 192.168.20.1. Okay, so I've done IP addressing on the interfaces. So I go on the router, on the notepad to test, ping the Google web server. So we are required to ping from this point to this point, but there's something that we're missing here on the notepad. Routing protocol. Remember, we have more than one router, and now we have to implement a routing protocol. So I'll just add here configure OSPF. So let's do OSPF very fast to advertise the directly connected network. So I go here, advertise to network. So when I go here, I exit router OSPF 10. Let's say 30 now today. Router ID, let's make the router ID to have the 1.1.1.1 and hit enter. Then we advertise the networks. First we advertise this one 192.168.20.0. so network 192.168.20.0 with the wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255 area 0. Yes, the second network is this one, which is just say network, it's 200.100.50.0. okay, the wildcard mask of 0.0.0.3 area 0. Exit and do right. Do right. Then we go here also to configure SPF to advertise this network and this network. Very fast, save time. Sorry, I missed that part. So exit router OSPF 30. Okay, then router ID to be 2.2.2.2. You can give any number that you like, but make it different from the IP addresses. Okay, then the network to be let's start from 8.8.8.8.0. Welcome mask 0.0.0.0.255 area 0. Another network is 200.200.15.0.0.0.3 area 0. So let's wait until they form neighbors. Do right. So let's wait until they form neighbors, then we proceed to ping. Okay, so once the neighbors have been formed, you can see here it has formed the neighbors with the first router. This one, okay. Alright, so we can try to ping google.com. I mean Google IP address, which is 8.8.8. Okay, so ping 8.8.8.8. So let's just give it some time. The routing protocol has been configured successfully, and it will ping. Right. Okay, so that's all. When you go back to number 3, trace out the path and check if there are any translations. So let's trace out the path. Let's trace out the traceroute 8.8.8.8. So we want to check where it follows until it reaches 8. So you can see the first it goes to our default gateway. Then from the default gateway it goes to the next stop, which is the IP of this one, which is you can see here, right? Then finally the Google's web server. Okay, all right. Then we are being told that we also check if there are any translations. So translation are checked on the router. So we just go on the router and just say and show IP NAT translations. You can see there are no results. Okay, so as per now, the computers here are accessing the web server, the Google server, without any translation. Well, we need to translate it so that they access the web server via the public IP address here. So how do we do that? Very, very simple. We just come here, just say config T, just say, and then we just say IP NAT inside. Okay, then source to be static IP address, to be static. Okay, IP NAT inside, source to be static. We are using static NAT. Okay, IP NAT inside, source to be static. Then we give the IP address of the computer that you want to be translated, which is 192.168.20.10. Okay, so we just say 192.168.20.10. okay, then we want it to be translated into which IP address. Let it use the public IP address, and the public IP address that it will use with the IP address of this interface, which is 200.100.50.1. okay, then I hit enter. All right, then when I come back to Notepad, it says that we have done that static NAT translation. We have done configure interfaces as NAT inside and NAT outside. So guys, we need to configure this interface as the NAT inside, where the traffic enters. We need to configure this interface as the NAT outside, where the traffic leaves. So this interface is gig 01. So I come here and click gig 01 and I say IP NAT inside, exit. I go to gig 00 and I say IP NAT outside, exit, and do rest. So guys, we are done configuring static NAT. Very, very simple. IP NAT inside, source to be static, the IP address that you want to translate. I want to translate that IP address into this IP address. Okay, all right. Then you have to specify IP NAT inside and IP NAT outside on the given interfaces. So if I can just go here again and say and show IP NAT translation, you see now there are some results, okay, although there's no translation that has occurred because I did ping. So let's try to ping. I want to ping again. Ping. Yes. Ping. I want to ping. You can see it's pinging. Alright, so when I go back on this router and issue the same command here, you can see now we have gotten some translations, right? Okay, so guys, basically I believe this video has really helped you now to configure static NAT using Cisco Packet Tracer. And when we meet next, we will do dynamic and finally part, which is port address translation. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share with friends, and let's see you again in the next class. Bye.